This is a video tutorial to help you get started with using the Stories Online for Autism application. We will start by downloading the application. First of all, make sure to use your smartphone or tablet to download SOFA. SOFA is an application that is not meant to be used on your personal computer or laptop. It was built for your smartphone or tablet. It works only on Android and iOS devices. You may use Google Play or Apple's app stores to download the application. The process to download SOFA from Google Play or from the Apple Store are the same. When using the Android device, look for the Play Store app. After you open the Play Store app on your device, type in the following: Stories Online for Autism. Select the SOFA app by pressing on the SOFA icon on your touchscreen and select Install. Now, wait for the application to first download on your device and subsequently install. This process will be carried out automatically by your device. The speed of the download will depend on the speed of your internet connection. When the application has finished installing, select Open to launch the app on your device. Well done! You have successfully installed SOFA on your device. Opening the application will take you on the landing page. The next step is to register an account. Upon launching, you will be presented with a login screen with two modes. Tapping on the top icon will take you to the adult login screen. The adult mode is where stories are created. The icon at the bottom of the screen will take you to the child mode. This is where stories are read to a child or individual. Let us go back to the adult mode. Select the adult mode by tapping on the top icon. This will take you to the login screen. Before you are able to log in and start using the app, you are required to create an account. For this, select the Create an Account option. This will take you to the registration screen, which looks just like this. You will be asked to register by entering your email, create a username, and personal private password. This is how the registering process will look like. Enter your name in the allocated space. Enter your surname and enter your email address. It is important for you to use an email address which you can access from the device you use to install SOFA. That means the same email address you use on your phone. When entering your email, make sure not to leave any spaces before or after the address. Now identify your role. Select and include your personal username. This could be an alias or nickname. Make sure you remember your username, as this is required for you to log in later. Writing it down on a piece of paper could really help, just in case you forget it later. Include a personal and private password for your account. Also make sure you write this down somewhere. Now review the terms and conditions and accept the terms and conditions. Now select Register. This will take you to the following screen. Now it's time to verify your email address. You should carry out the whole of the verification process on your device. This means that you have to verify your account on your smartphone or tablet. To do this, go to your email. You should have received an email from Sofa. As you can see here, I am using the Gmail app I have installed on my smartphone. I select the verification email. I then tap on Verify your account. I then confirm the email address and account. I will subsequently proceed to the login screen. Here, I will input the username and password, which I have just registered, and select Login. Now you have completed registration and logged into your account. This is the main menu of the app. You can now start to use Sofa to develop and deliver social stories. A child or individual profile is necessary for you to assign a story to that individual. What you are seeing is the home screen of the adult mode. Select the My Child Profiles and My Stories option on the top. This takes you to the list of profiles. As you can see, I already have a profile of an individual whose fictitious name is Daniel Drago. To add a new profile, select the Add a New Child option at the bottom of the screen. This will take you to the page where you can edit the details of your child's profile. Start by inputting the name and the surname. These details will remain private. They will not be shared with anyone. Select the gender of the child and select the age group of the child. Then input the child's understanding level. This is referring to the child's current communication skills, with a particular focus on his or her level of understanding. Next, you will be selecting how the reading layout will be presented in the child mode. This is referring to the way the stories are presented in the child mode when they will be read. If you select the Let the Child Decide option, the child reading the story will be able to choose when in the child mode. This image here shows you how the layout you selected will appear in the reading mode. Now it is time to enter a username for the child. Make sure to remember the username. Writing it down on a piece of paper could help. Enter a password for the child's profile. Also, make sure to remember the password you selected. Now select Save. Well done, you have registered the child successfully. Now you can start to assign stories to that child's profile. Here you can see the new child's profile. As you can see, it is missing an image. You may leave this blank or decide to include an image. If you decide to add an image, select the three dots adjacent to the profile name and select Edit. This will take you back to the child's profile. After tapping on the Add Image icon, you will be asked to select the origin of the image. In my case, I am selecting Gallery, as I am going to select an image for my smartphone from my gallery. Select the image you want to include and remember to always save your changes. Now you have added an image and you have successfully registered your first child profile. Using Sofa is relatively easy. After launching the application on your device, select the Adult mode to write a story. Remember that through the Adult mode you will be able to manage the application. After you log in, you will be taken to the home screen. To write a story using Sofa, start by selecting the Create a Story option. This will take you to a menu where you will be invited to choose between having the story public or private. Public means that your story can go to a library and be shared with other people who can use and adapt it. If you choose this option, do not include identifiable details in your story. If you choose private, your story will not be shared with other people. After making your selection, you will be transferred to the Create a New Story menu. Here you are required to give a title to the story which you are about to create. You are also required to select the target audience of the story in terms of the topic of the story, age range of the child, and level of understanding of the child. You will also be able to include an image for your title page. The title for the story which I am writing is Waiting to Ask the Teacher a Question. As you can see, I am writing the title and moving on to completing the other story details. The topic selected is school, as this story is related to behavior in the classroom. The age range is for children 5 to 10 years. The child which I have in mind is able to communicate and understand using simple sentences. The reason for including these details is for the story to be stored in its specific category for other users to see. This occurs when you select whether or not you want the story to be public or private. To add an image on the story's title page, select the Add an Image icon, which is highlighted here. Select whether you would like to upload an image from the smartphone's gallery, whether you would like to take a picture, or whether you would like to browse the available image gallery. I will select the My Gallery option to upload an image from the smartphone's gallery. Here I have searched for images on Google using my smartphone's browser, which I then saved to my device. As you can see, I am selecting an image that is adequate for the story. This is the title page for our new story. Always remember to select Save. This way you will not lose any of your changes. Now you can start adding pages to your story. Select the Add a New Page option. Include your text for the very first page here. As you can see, you have the option to add an image. This is highly recommended, especially for children who are minimally verbal. In this particular example, I will be adding images after I have completed the whole text of the story. You will be seeing this process in the latter part of this video. Finally, after you would have completed all the information of this page, always remember to save your changes. This way you will be sure not to lose any of your work. Now I will be completing the story by adding more pages. In this case, you have to select the Add a New Page option. You should have a separate page for each sentence or phrase of your story. Input the second line of your story in the available space. Repeat the process I have just gone through and again press Save. For this tutorial, I will be writing a whole story from start to finish. The title of this story is Waiting to Ask the Teacher a Question. This will be the whole text of my story. Pause the video here if you would like to have a look at the structure of this particular story. Each line of this story will be added on a separate page on Sofa. For more information on how to create a social story, you can visit sofa-app.org. The whole process of adding pages to the story will be quickly displayed here and fast forward. When you finish writing your story, you can still go back to check the text and edit the whole story. As you will be seeing, I will be going through what I wrote and check for spelling errors. To edit text from one page, I am selecting the three dots at the end of each page. Then I select the Edit option. This will take me back to that page which I would like to edit. I can repeat this process as many times as I would like to ensure that the story is as I want it. As you can see here, I am editing some of my errors. Always remember to save your changes. When I press save, the screen will indicate that the story is actually saving. Now you can add images to each page of your story. You can add one image to each page. So if you have 10 pages, you can have up to 10 images. To add images, select your story by first selecting the My Stories icon on the home screen. Select My Stories from the top, then select the story you want to add pictures to. Tap on the story and then tap on Edit. Now tap on the three dots at the end of the page you want to add an image to. Select Edit. Tap on the image icon, then select one of the three options available. These options are Gallery, Take a Photo, and Image Library. I have selected the My Gallery option so that I will use an image from my smartphone gallery. You may also select an image from the pre-existing library provided by SOFA. You may also choose to take a photo using your smartphone's camera. This will be especially useful to introduce a child to a new school or new uniform, where the image needs to be precise. Repeat this process to add an image to each of your pages. Top tip: I like to keep a blank white image in my gallery. I do this just in case I want to have one page without an image. Having a plain white page instead of an image could be less distracting for a child than having no image sign on the story page. Now let us see how the story looks by selecting the Go to Child Login and Read Story option. When selecting this option, you will be directed to the Child Mode login screen. Log in to the child mode by inputting the username and password allocated to that specific child. Now find and select the story we have just created, waiting to ask the teacher a question. After selecting the story, you will be prompted to choose a layout. Well, this is what is happening in this particular case, but I am being given this option here as I have selected the Let the Child Choose in the Story Format option in the child's profile. This is how the story will look like in child mode. That is when the child is reading the story. In this case, I have chosen the book story format.
I like going to school and learning different things.
As you can hear, if the child selects the listen button, the story will be read out to him.
I like learning maths. I like learning about history. I also like learning about geography. When in class, I have lots of questions to ask.
As you can also see, the child can use the green arrows to navigate through the storybook.
It is important to ask questions. When I have a question, I can ask my teacher. When I have a question, I will put up my hand. I will wait for the teacher to see my hand. If the teacher is helping someone else, I will wait patiently and quietly. I will try to do good waiting. It is okay to wait. When the teacher says that it is my turn, I will ask my question. Waiting quietly shows that I respect the teacher. If I do good waiting, the teacher will be pleased. The teacher will try her best to answer my question. The end.
When the whole story is finished, the child will be invited to rate the story he or she have just read. This could be easy for some children, whilst other children would require some support.
What did you think of the story?
Next, the child will be presented with a couple of questions to check his or her comprehension. The objective here is to ensure that the child has really understood the story in question.
Choose the right missing word.
Selecting the speaker icon will automatically have the words read out.
I like going to school. Learning different things. Good. Question. And. I like going to school. Learning different things.
If the teacher is helping someone, I will wait patiently and quietly.
Good. Maths. Else.
If the child selects the wrong answer, the selection will turn red.
It is okay to.
Questions. Like. Wait.
If the child selects the right answer, the word will turn green. At the end of the comprehension, the score the child obtained will be displayed. After having read the story in child mode, the next time you log into the adult mode, you will be presented with a notification. This is to remind you to update the closeness to goal rating at each administration of a story. This is how it will look like. You will see a red notification at the top right corner of your screen. Clicking on it will take you to the Review Story screen. The Likert scale at the bottom will indicate the current closeness to goal. Select a number and submit. The graph on the top will also enable you to monitor progress. There are 3 possible options through which you may assign a story to a child. In this tutorial, we will be going through all 3 of the options in detail. The first option is for when you have stories saved in the My Stories menu. Let us go through this step by step. First, go to the home screen in the adult mode. Select the My Child Profiles and My Stories option. This is the blue icon. This will take you to the My Profiles and Stories page. Select the My Stories icon. Here you will find the stories you have saved. If you tap on the name of the story, you will be taken to the Story Details screen. Here you will see a number of options, starting from the option to edit the cover page, the option to assign a story, an option to add a new page to the story, and an option to download the story to PDF format. If you scroll further down, you will also see all the pages of this current story. If you want to assign this story to a particular child, select the Assign a Story icon. Then select the child you want to assign story to. In my case, I am going to assign the story to John Maxon's profile. Here you also have an option to add a new child profile if need be. After selecting your child, you will be invited to rate the closeness to goal scale. This is a rating which describes how close the child is from reaching the goal of the social story. 10 means that the goal has been completely reached, whilst 0 indicates that the goal is nowhere close to being reached. You have to rate the current status on the range of 0 to 10. Press the Submit option when you are done. The second option is for when you select a story from the story library. Let us go through this step by step. Again, start from the Adult Account home screen and select the red icon, which is the story library. This will take you to a screen with a number of options. As you can see, you can search a title of a story by using the search function. You can also use filters to search for the most appropriate story for your goal. The filters will allow you to search a variety of topics. It will also allow you to search a variety of age groups. It will also allow you to search stories which are targeted for a variety of levels of understanding. If you scroll further down, you will see a number of stories. If you tap on the name of the story, you will be able to see details of that particular story. If you want to assign this story to a particular child profile, you may select the Assign a Story option. Subsequently, you can select the child profile. Again, you will be asked to rate closeness to goal. You may also edit the story and make it more specific to the child's needs. This is highly recommended as it is the strength of the social story intervention. Here you have to select whether you want to have your story being public or private. Public means that your version of the story, or the one which you will be editing, will be saved to the public library of SOFA for others to see and edit. Keep in mind that when selecting your story to be public, this only refers to the text of the story. The images of your story can be set to a private setting. In this manner, you can select the text to be public, whilst the images to remain private. If you select private at this stage, your story will be private and only you will be able to see the version of the story that you edited. Next, you will be taken to the story details page, where you will be able to edit your story by changing the text, adding images, and adding new pages. Again, assign to that child. Now, let us have a look at the third and last option. The third option is for when you yourself write and develop a story for a specific child. Let us go through this process step by step in detail. Starting from the home menu of the adult mode, select Create a Story. This is the yellow icon on the right. Now choose if you would like for your story to be public or private. Public means that your story can go to a story library and be shared with other people who can use and adapt it. If you choose this option, please do not include information that can make your child identifiable. As mentioned previously, when selecting your story to be public, this only refers to the text of the story. The images of your story can be set to a private setting. In this manner, you can select the text to be public, whilst the images will always remain private. So private means that your story will not be shared with other people. After making your selection, you will be taken to the Create a New Story screen. After creating the story, always remember to save it by tapping on the Save button. After saving the story, you can go ahead and assign the story to a particular child profile. After assigning a story to a specific child, you will be always presented with the closeness to goal ratings.